Alright, so hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to be kind of going over my essay and just kind of what it is and the reason why I wrote it. So what my essay is it's about how much control the government should have over online data and just the overall cybersecurity of everything that we do online and things of that nature. So just to kind of before I start on the essay itself. So the reason why that I started this essay is because I'm taking computer science in school or yeah, take computer science classes at Auburn and just some of the things that this is kind of up my alley of computer science. So and I want to mainly do like cybersecurity and stuff like that. So it's even though it's not directly tied to what I'm going to be doing, it's kind of similar to it. So the main things of like how it got started is I mainly wanted to first identify real problems, not just stuff that was found like on social media and just rumors that's been spread of like conspiracy theories and things of that nature. The second one was I wanted to identify the exact laws that exist or that's in place for this matter, and then also identify the gaps of like, oh well, this law right here takes effect, but just kind of loopholes that could have been found in it and stuff like that. And then the next one is I wanted to identify what's happening right now, because even like resources that's a year old, the online space is kind of growing pretty rapidly. So even the stuff that's like a year old, it might be outdated. So I wanted to make sure to kind of include stuff that's happening right now. But so yeah, so I did save a couple comments on this. I ain't gonna read all of it because it probably go way over the limit. But I did add a few comments on it. So for this one right here, this right here talks about the Privacy Act of 1974, which is a federal law that limits how U.S. government agencies collect, use, and share personal information. Uh, I don't know. Okay, there it goes. And it gives individuals the right to access and collect records about themselves. So, obviously that was way before the actual internet and all that was widespread public use and stuff like that. So there has been a lot of stuff that's changed on that. Like social media wasn't a thing back then, so that wasn't accounted for and things like that. So. Uh, Alright, so right here is an example that I have found. It's where the Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, is updating its systems to store and process hundreds of millions of identities, including fingerprints, iris scans, facial features. Many law enforcement agencies are already kind of actively using this and updating it to be able to find people on public spaces. So I mean, I guess that ain't going against the Privacy Act of 1974, but it could very well potentially be, especially if you have some of these agencies that just don't care. That I mean, because I'm pretty sure they could probably use it for anything that they wanted to. So they probably could use it in the wrong way. Just depending on who has access to it and who doesn't. Alright, so another one is that's talking about the Privacy Act of 1974. Uh, okay, so yeah, this is pretty much just talking about how even though that the Privacy Act is still in effect, like there's been a lot of stuff, and I kind of talked about this already, but I'll talk about it again. But so even though it's still in effect, there's been a lot of stuff that has changed over the past 50 years since this came out. And I'm pretty sure this has been updated over the years. Because there's a lot of, like when I was reading up on that, there's a lot of stuff on it that I just don't think would have applied back then. So I do believe this has probably been updated over the years. It's not verified, but I'm pretty sure it has been. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff change on it that I feel like it could be a lot better in effect. Mainly holding people accountable for breaking this, I guess, because you got stuff like Facebook, you got all these social platforms and stuff like that. Like, I mean, they could easily share that if they wanted to, especially Facebook. All right, so then obviously I got my sources right here that I used. But so some of the flaws that I have kind of found when trying to do this is so I tend to try to get straight to the point on a lot of stuff. So a lot of the times I have trouble stretching it out. If it's got to be 5 pages worth, I lose stuff to talk about, so I start just jabbering. Uh, so that's one of the things that I've got to work on. Uh, you know, I could talk away, but still make it meaningful to what I'm actually the topic is. Uh, and another flaw that I found is I tend to modify stuff a little too much, and it tends to something that works and is okay. It tends to kind of get messed up, and then I end up losing it, and then having to restore it or just delete that section altogether. And so that's one thing, and I do that a lot too in programming. When I program stuff, I tend to try to perfect stuff and end up messing it up worse than it already was. So that's something else I really need to work on. And another thing is too is I got a little bit of ADHD when it comes to writing and stuff like that. So I tend to get off topic a little bit, and so that's something else I got to work on. That, and also too, if a lot of time passes, I will kind of get off topic because let's say I work on it this week, and then next week I'll do some more on it. I kind of tend to get a little bit off topic compared to what I was last week on, because I had a different mindset going into it last week than I do this week. So that's another thing. Um, but so yeah, so so yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've kind of got. What I've been working on, and it still needs a lot of work done to it, but which I'm not done yet. Uh, but yeah, so I appreciate you watching. Thank you.